Hello and welcome back to another YouTube channel video. I am the Invisible 11th Man, also known as Ryan. I'm here today, to give you a little bit of an update of what's going to happen on this channel and also basically the topic of bullying. Now, so the update will be, the update is basically, hopefully in the coming weeks I will be getting a new computer, which means I can edit stuff now, which means I can record other things and edit them for you and also be able to upload them quicker. Now, I'm not saying this is a complete guarantee. I should be getting it, but I'm still in the works of it. Okay. But still, unfortunately, all the other files that I had on the other computer are completely white because the hard drive is dead. So, it's unfortunate I cannot upload the push-up challenge anymore, nor do I have a training session that I was doing with my friends before the lockdown anymore. I do not have that footage available for you unless we can somehow restore that hard drive, but it's highly unlikely at this point. If we do manage to do that, I will try and edit them as fast as possible and upload them as soon as possible, but it is still highly doubtful. Now, it is still in the works and everything, and I plan to try and record other things, even though it is quarantine, and unfortunately I cannot really go outside to play soccer and everything, but at the same time, in New South Wales, the law now is much, I guess, less restrictive upon us since we just got the news this morning that everyone is going back to school. Literally everyone except universities. Universities are still kind of in lockdown, but everyone in high school and primary school and everything else is going straight back, which I think is a complete risk, but whatever. Anyways, so I'm gonna try my best to get out there, record some videos, maybe just me kicking around a ball, maybe just doing some training sessions by myself or with some mates as well from our team. But we'll have to see what happens. I do plan to do some sort of like maybe montage or something of like me training or me and my friends training or something. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. We'll see what happens. I'm also going to try and do another collab with one of my friends, Gigana, but we'll see what happens. I highly doubt it's going to happen at this point because he's probably busy with his own YouTube videos and also his schooling, so it's probably not going to happen. But I will talk to him about that and we'll see what happens. But for now, it's just going to be me and just trying to get a new computer to try and record more stuff and edit different things and be able to not do everything on the first take because this sucks. Anyways, so getting back to the original, well, not the original topic, but the main topic of today, and it's going to be bullying. Now, this is a very well-known, widespread topic that a lot of people talk about nowadays, and I mean, it's still a thing that goes on today. It's a terrible thing, unfortunately, that a lot of people go through on both sides, not just bullying someone, but being bullied as well. Both sides are terrible. No, I'm gonna be very blunt here. Both sides suck really bad. But I understand why, because I've been on both sides. So a personal story of mine. I used to be a bully. Surprise, surprise. I used to be a bully. It was a choice I made back then when I was younger. It was something to kind of boost my ego that I needed to inflate. Because I was very insecure about myself. I was very insecure about my stature, my looks, my English, and just basically everything in general about me. I was very weak, very small, very scrawny, not very athletic, not very smart either. Uh, and most of my school was white. That's what you do when you live in Australia. But to be very frank, I used to be a bully in primary school. It was terrible. I hated every. Well, it's not that I hate every second of it. I just, when I look back on it, I hate every second of it. But I've now taken it in as it was a part of me. It was something I chose to do back then. Now, nowadays, I'm not a bully, but I help people who are being bullied. I try my best. A lot of people will say, "Hey, you haven't done anything to me." It's like, well, maybe I didn't know you. Just not my problem. I'm sorry. I see a lot of my friends get bullied every now and then. Like I've seen some of them get bullied. I've seen some of them being picked on by other people that I know, not personally, but just as an associate, as a classmate, and it's horrible. Being bullied is a terrible position to be in. you get so many emotions broken down, and you feel very hurt after a while. You get very damaged, and it emotionally strains you. It drains you of everything. You hate being there. You hate just seeing them in general, and you try your best to avoid everything and ignore everything. But to be honest, I've been in that position as well. I've been in that position where I just want to avoid everything, just want to leave everything alone. It's kind of like surround myself with basically just nothing. I just want to build a brick wall around me and just huddle up in my own little thing. But the biggest problem with that is they'll just continue to do so. It's something that bullies do. They try and do their best to break you as much as possible. It's because they're insecure about themselves. They want to make them feel strong. They want to make themselves feel look cool. They want to make themselves be one of the best kids in the school. One of the people that you should be afraid of. One of the people you should listen to, no matter what he tells you to do. That's not how society works. We're not living in a hierarchy. We're living in a society where everyone's equal, and that's the way we work. I mean, it's probably a good system. It is a very good system, and I think I agree. A lot of people should be stepping on even terms, walking on even terms, but others don't agree with that. Other people want them to themselves to feel better about themselves. They want people to acknowledge their strength, their their egos. Basically, they want to inflate that as much as possible to make themselves look good. Now, I don't want to trash on anyone. I don't want to speak badly of anyone. All right, but being bullied was one of the toughest times in my life. Now, a lot of people say I probably deserved that for bullying someone, for bullying people when I was in primary school. I was like, and now that I look back at it, I probably did. I probably needed to kind of be set in place after what I did. But it gave me an opportunity to learn. It gave me a chance to kind of reflect upon my past actions, and it kind of gave me an opportunity to apologize. Basically, I apologized to the people I had bullied through my last 2 years of primary school and my first 2 years of high school. I apologized to the people I bullied. I I, I tried at least, and I mean, I was never the best kid. I was never the smartest, nor the wisest at all. I was never the greatest at making decisions. I'm very indecisive, but at that moment, I felt I decided that I wanted to apologize to them because I just felt bad. Because me being as a bully, I used to try and inflate myself to make myself feel good. It made me feel confident in myself. I wanted to build some confidence. But now being bullied, it shrunk me back down to what I was and who I was, which was just a kid, a kid learning the ways of the world. And now, what I'm saying is basically, since I've been on both sides, I still don't know everything about bullying. God, I don't know, but I know the general basis of why it happens, and I know the general basis of what people go through, and people who are going through bullying, like watching this right now, I want you to understand. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it hurts a lot, but you gotta be resilient. You gotta learn how to bounce back. You gotta learn how to stand up. And I don't mean fight them. I don't mean talk shit about them. I don't mean talk smack about them. I don't mean go and beat someone up. I mean when you stand up for yourself, I mean you take all the right precautions to make sure that they won't target you. You try and talk to the teachers, the higher ups, even your parents about this problem. Although a lot of people in school will say the teachers don't help you, they just say, "Hey, could you like leave them alone?" And then they'll walk off, and then they'll continue doing so. Yes, that is true for some cases, but in most cases, once you talk to a teacher, they will probably pursue it if it's a repeated offense. Um, and to also stand up to them is you want to have people around you that can actually support you. You want to make sure you have people that can have your back, all right? Because there's no way you can just stand up and be like, "Hey, you can stop talking to me," and then whatever, you can stop talking crap about me. Come on, You don't provoke them. You don't want to provoke them. You want to make sure that it's basically their choice to target you. You don't want to provoke them. You want to just. I know it's tough for a lot of people. It was tough for me as well when I first doing it, but you just gotta sit down and just basically listen to what they're saying, but don't react to it. Now they'll continue to say stuff because they want a reaction, but if you give them a reaction, that means they know they can get to you somehow, which is probably the worst case scenario. I've been got at before. I've been broken down many times in my life, but that helped me grow. And I want you guys to understand that. I mean, yeah, of course it's tough to try and be numb to all the problem. I'm not saying you be numb to it. I'm just saying you accept it. You take it in. It hurts you, yes, but you don't show any reaction to it. Because if you keep on showing no reaction to it, over time they're gonna stop doing it because they're not getting any satisfaction or fulfillment from it. Because they can't break down what they thought was weak. Now you have to show them you're strong. You can't show weakness. That's the biggest problem. You can't show that you are weak as they try to bully you, because well they'll just keep on doing it. So you have to try and stand up for yourself. You have to stand strong. Now, it is a tough process. It is a long process. But once you have the right people around you, once you have basically the right people supporting you, and the right people after the bullies, then you can take on the next step of just being resilient and showing no signs of being affected. Now, when you take all those insults and those bad words that they're throwing at you and like everything else they're throwing at you, you just have to let it sit in the back of your head. Create some space for it. Now, if you don't know how to do that, it's fine. I know a lot of people do, but here's something you can try. You stand in your room, or stand anywhere in general, and you take a deep breath in. You take a deep, and then you exhale, and then you list 5 things you can see around in the general area you're in, and then you take another deep breath, and you take another exhale, and then you list 5 things you can hear, and after that, take another deep breath, and then exhale again, and then say what you plan to do after that. Now, this breathing technique was taught to me by my counselor. That was helping me get through this kind of stuff. I wasn't exactly going through bullying at the time, but it was something else that maybe we'll say for another time. And it necessarily doesn't do much, but it helps you calm down. It helps you create some space in your brain, like in your thinking processes, and you put those negative thoughts in your base, like the negative insults in that space, and you just let it sit for a second. Now it doesn't. You don't want to listen to those things fully. You don't want that to change you as a person. You don't want to change yourself just to fit in with the standard, because you are you and no one else can be you. But some things you have to just take to heart and just listen for a second. And I don't mean listen to all of it and change yourself completely, because they're like, you're too short. You can't just grow taller. It doesn't work like that. It's more or less just you have to kind of accept that's how people view you sometimes. That's how people see you. And that's okay. I mean, I used to be short, scrawny, and not much to me. And I still haven't got much to me. I mean, I can play sports, I can write, I can play video games. What else have I got? Probably like 90% of the population can do exactly what I do. But the thing is, you are you, and I am me. I can do my things my way, and you can do your things your way. Now, everyone has a different way of doing things, and I can definitely say that for a lot of people. I mean, no one else can play the part of you better than you. That's the way of life. There's only one you, and that is you. Now, this is more psychological stuff and more kind of in-depth stuff, and I might go into that another day. But what I'm saying is, yes, bullying hurts and it's tough and it sucks for the person being bullied, but also the person bullying you. Why? Because once they don't get a reaction from you, their pride is shattered. I've been through this before, trust me. I know my stuff, or enough at least. Once their pride is shattered, they try and go again, but after someone weaker than you. Now, if they start doing that to some of your friends or whatever, then just kind of talk to them and be like, hey, could you back off? Because you're not doing anything good for the world right now. Why don't you try and help yourself before you try and target anyone else? Now, that's something rude to say, but it's the harsh truth. They're not really doing anything positive for the world right now. They're only hurting themselves more. Anyways, that's probably the end of the talk. I mean, I can go into further depth, but I don't want this video to go for like half an hour. But anyways, that'll do, I think. Anyways, I'm gonna try and do another video this week because I missed the week before and I need to do so. I need to make up for it, and so I want to make up for it. I'm gonna probably upload maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, we'll see. But this is definitely going up on Tuesday. We'll see what happens. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.